Hey there, Jimmy Roberts here, your local real estate professional. And today we're going to talk about what happens when you inherit a house. That's right. So you just found out your great Aunt Susie, somebody way, way, way far away that you only met once, just left you her house.
Now, I don't know what to do.
Amazing. Congratulations. You now have a piece of real estate. You're on your way. Perfect. But then the question hits you. What exactly am I supposed to do with it? Because I'm assuming you already have a piece of property. You already have a home. Well, today we're going to talk about that in this video. So before we jump into what you can do, you actually got to answer a few questions. And the first question is this. One, is the property located anywhere near you? If it is, then it's going to make some things easier. If it's not, then it adds a level of complexity to it. So first thing you need to do is you need to secure the property. You need to find out the condition of the property. So by secure and find out the condition, I mean, you need to get to the house or find somebody to get to the house, lock it up, put the locks that you have access to, not anybody else. And you got to get inside to make sure that there are no problems with the house. Make sure that the water's turned off if nobody's living there. Make sure that there's no busted windows, things like that. You got to make sure that the house is maintained, right? And at least sealed off for the time being while you figure out what to do next. So that's number one. You got to lock it up, got to get control of it, lock it up. Two, you got to figure out if the home has a mortgage. Yes, homes with mortgages are often and readily inherited.
All I think about is all the problems our generation is inheriting.
Happens all the time. Matter of fact, so you may be saying though, but wait a minute, the person who had took out the mortgage passed away. Yes, they did. But the mortgage company put a lien on that property, not on that person. So that property is still encumbered by the mortgage.
I hope you live forever.
Now, here's the good news. The good news is that you, as a relative of the person who passed away that put the mortgage on the property, you can assume the mortgage. Now, what do I mean by assume? By assuming a mortgage, you are essentially stepping into the place of your decedent. That's right. Whatever terms, if they had a 2% 30-year fixed rate mortgage, you can step into that. And now it's not their mortgage anymore. It becomes your mortgage. Same rate, same term, same everything.
Oh, hold up. It's all coming back to me now.
Right? That's one thing. Option two, of course, if you decide not to keep the property, you can always sell it. And we'll talk about that too. So one is the property mortgaged. If it is mortgaged, you got to keep those payments up, by the way, because if you don't, the mortgage company will foreclose. Yeah, they will. Because remember, they have a lien on that property. And if you don't make the payments, they will call it due.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I will have something to you by the end of the day.
You got to figure out, is the property occupied? If the property is occupied, assuming it's occupied with somebody that you know, it will make this a little bit easier because you can get an assessment, the condition of the property. If it's not occupied, you are going to need to get over there and secure it. And I'm going to refer you back to step number one. Then you're going to need to figure out, how are you going to maintain this property?
Bro, what am I supposed to do?
Now, generally speaking, when people inherit properties, they do one of three things. They keep it and they decide to move into it. They keep it and they decide to rent it, or they decide to sell it all outright. You're going to need to make a decision, right? But while you're making that decision, you're going to have to maintain the property. That means that somebody's going to have to, if it's during the summer, somebody's going to have to get over there and cut the grass. If during winter, somebody's going to have to get over there and shovel the snow. It's just one of the things that comes with property ownership. And congratulations, you now own property. So once you've taken care of those items, those three items, about one, finding out if the property has a mortgage, two, finding out if it's occupied, and three, figuring out the best way that you can keep that property maintained, whether it be yourself going over there and getting those things done, or were you hiring it done, whatever the case. Once you have those things in line, then you are probably in a good position to take a step back and come up with a long-term plan for the property. Now, again, generally speaking, people do one of three things. They either keep the property themselves and decide to move into it. They either keep the property themselves and decide to rent it, or they sell it outright, right? Now, if you decide to sell it outright, you have some options based on the condition of the property. If the property is an older property and it has not been maintained very well and has no updates within the last 25, 30 years, which is common.
The whole world is about to change.
Right? And it may need some additional work. You might want to take a look at some investors because they are probably going to be able to come in, take over the property in whatever condition that it is in, and move on with that. I happen to know of an amazing investment company here in Southeast Michigan. If you happen to be in that situation, that's by the name of 379 Home Buyers, by the way, 379homes.com. You can check them out right there. Amazing company.
Hand to God.
That's way number one. If the home is in better condition and is currently habitable, I suggest that you give a local real estate agent a call. That's right. If you know of any in the area, by all means, pick up the phone and give them a call. Or you can always reach out to us here at Renaissance Appraisal. Again, if you're in Southeast Michigan, you can reach out to us and I can put you in contact with several agents that are very good at selling properties that have been inherited. So we can help you that way. All right. So if you're going to sell the property, if it's in poor condition and you don't want to do the work to fix it up, sell it to an investor. Don't waste your time. If the property is in better condition and is currently habitable, even if it's not necessarily updated, but it's currently habitable, sell it with an agent. You're probably going to maximize your dollars that way. All right. So that's the ways that you can sell it. If you decide to keep the property, then by all means, keep the property. As a matter of fact, I think that's probably the way that whoever gave you the property in the first place, that's probably what they wanted you to do, because they probably wanted to keep the property in the family, which is always an amazing thing.
We was family, baby!
That's it. Those are basically the several other considerations that you need to have when you inherit a property, as well as some solutions for you and options for you if you decide to either one, keep the property, or to sell it. So if you have any other questions, please put them down in the comments. And by the way, before I let you go, we are on the road to 10,000 YouTube subscribers, and I need your help. If you are not currently a subscriber, please hit the subscription button somewhere on this screen. I think it's right around here. Hit that subscription button, and I would greatly appreciate it. This is Jimmy Roberts, your local real estate professional. And again, if I can help you in any way, give us a call over at Renaissance Appraisal or at 379 Home Buyers. Again, amazing company. And I will see you in the next video. See you.